door's locked. Okay.
They might deny him.
So it's approved as long as he doesn't adhere to a certain dress code. Okay, alright, I will go let her know that. Okay, your other character witness is approved.
Charges. Oh my god.
Okay, so I'm gonna do the entire court case on this, so nobody can like worry that I can't or they can't hear me. All right. So on the docket, as of current, is going to be defendant Evie Williams v. the State of San Andreas. Evie Williams will be self-representing. Miss Williams, are you ready for your arraignment?
That's good.
Yes.
Okay, please take the stand.
Why do they got her?
I'm going to need her to be sworn in, bailiff.
Do you swear to, Evie Williams, do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you, slug?
If she answered, I didn't hear.
Hang on.
They're pretty. I get statement. It's pretty. It's hard to answer.
I do.
Okay.
Well, why'd you look at us?
She's been
At
sworn
this
in.
point in time, I am going to read you your charges individually and ask you for a plea. Once you have plead, I will move on to the next charge. So all I need from you in response to each thing is a guilty or not guilty. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So we're going to start with on the count of aggravated battery times 1. How do you plead?
What's that in relation to?
You may answer.
They're good. I'm honestly unaware of that one.
I was to the torture situation.
What
Does
torture
Is your
situation?
co-counsel
Today?
aware of it?
Yeah. I think she is.
Was that today?
This
Yeah,
is
today.
of the
Oh, I
new
did
set
do
of
it
charges,
today.
Yes.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. On the charges, or on the charge of 1 times kidnapping, how do you plead?
Is that in relation to today?
I think
Yes.
What's the
Not
charge?
guilty.
Kidnapping. 1 time, or I'm sorry, on the charge of attempted murder times 1, how do you plead?
That's
This
in
is in
relation
relation
to
to
today?
Yes.
Not
Yes.
guilty.
I just
I
want
will
to
let
say
you know
everything.
when
Yeah.
that thing when it changes to not from today.
What the fuck?
Okay.
You just
Criminal threats, or on the charge of criminal threats
Why can't I
times
stand
1,
up?
how do you plead?
Why can't I stand up?
Clarification a little bit?
Z muscle.
From today.
Oh, thank you.
That would be up to you guys to answer.
What'd
the
she
charges
say?
from today.
Sorry.
She's asking for clarification on the charge of criminal threats.
What's it
Today.
in relation to? Where bugs did I
In
put?
in the cells when you were demanding hits on people.
I suppose guilty on that.
Okay. Now, the following charges are going to be from the warrant. So the previous situations, so the murders and whatnot. So,
Right.
on the charge of murder times 6, how do you plead?
Guilty.
On the charges of torture prior to murder times 6, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
On the charge of possession of an illegal weapon class 1 times 1, how do you plead?
You told me that was going to be dropped because of the weapon license.
Yeah,
situation.
we kept it just for this, so you can plead not guilty.
Not
Yeah, since
guilty.
it was going to trial, we just kept it.
Okay. On the charge of kidnapping times 5, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
On the charge of unlawful imprisonment times 5, how do you plead?
Not guilty.
And on the charge of resisting a peace officer times 1, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Okay, so resisting.
Okay.
Murder times 6 and.
That being said, you are going to now be provided your opportunity to give an opening statement. You may begin when you
Yeah,
are
no,
ready.
honey, she pled guilty too.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, it's a hard one to kind of go through. It might take me a little bit. So as I already pled guilty to the murders, I'm not gonna stand here and lie. I killed 6 people. It was during a job that I was supposed to do. I can't remember the person's name. But I pulled the job off, and then afterwards, I asked for my money for the job and never received it, and I went after his family. I killed all 6 of them on the spot, where they were standing, and then moved their body before I even took their arm. I never kidnapped them because they was dead before I moved them, and it wasn't torture before murder because, well, you can't take a you can't, if you take a body part of a dead person, it's not murder at that point, is it? So yeah, I guess that's my closest statement on that one. Sorry,
Easy, like
opening.
that. So we're found at her house.
Shut up,
You can
I
speak
can
on
hear
the
you.
charges from today.
Oh, sorry, I thought I was whispering. My bad, my bad.
From today, I think I know what it was in relation to, and I wasn't there. I wasn't on the scene at all. It was just something that I had heard and used it to my advantage. I got sent a picture in which I sent it to Miller, but I wasn't actually there or involved. And I believe that was
Hello,
everything.
this is the Popo.
Unless I missed it. Oh, and the weapon. So to speak on the weapon, I had bought that from another
I'll
person
send somebody
about
out
6,
for you.
7 weeks ago when I got my weapons license. And he had his weapons license.
10-4.
Goddamn cops. Anyway, so, yeah, he had his weapons license. I had my weapons license, and I was under the impression that, if both parties had their weapons license, they could buy a gun for each other. And I went to the ammunition store. I forgot my card, so he bought it for me instead.
Okay.
I think I touched up on everything I needed to. So that'll be it.
Alright, you may take your seat. Prosecution! Whoever is making your opening statement may take
Did
the
I
stand.
mess that up too much?
No, but Evie,
None
come
of you
here.
need to be
Come
sworn
here,
in.
Evie, ASAP. Where's your
Caleb?
phone?
They took it.
Do you, Miller Light,
They
fucked,
swear to tell
dog.
the
search warrant
truth and
for
nothing but
it.
the truth, so
I
help you
am
slug?
fucked. I do.
Why?
I
He's
sent you
good
the
to go.
photo. There's evidence of it.
Oh,
Alright, you may begin your opening statement.
you did.
All right, Your Honor. Today we will be
I
presenting the
didn't
case
delete it
against
either.
Evie Williams of all of the charges
Fuck.
you
Neither
have just
did I.
read.
I don't have my phone, so I
While
can't.
presenting this,
Just
you
say
will
your
be
phone
seeing
got
a
stolen.
sufficient amount of
I'm
damning
going
evidence
to. That's
against
Yeah.
smart. I have alibis
Anyway,
that
let
comes
me
out to
hear what
you.
they're saying.
plaintiff. Fuck, I forgot. I don't know what the hell she defendant. Yeah, I don't know. She isn't. Yeah, but you will see a damning amount of evidence against Evie Williams that
Hang
will
on,
back up
non-stop.
each crime that we have charged
Never
her
mind.
with. That's pretty much all we got. May the odds be ever in her favor.
Okay. Alright. So at this point in time, before we open up regular arguments, this is going to
Yes.
be the trial discovery. I now have a lot of things I have to make available to Miss Williams. I'm gonna send her an email and see something, and then if need be, I will either provide it to her that way or there will be another way. She will be provided the evidence. I will let her know specifically which ones she may view in any case. Give me just a moment. Have you had ample opportunity to review all of the evidence being provided
Oh,
against you?
absolutely. I actually find it very
Okay.
interesting.
All right. So, at this point in time, I just want to clarify to you that it was only the things that I had been tagged in specifically. So only the things that they responded to with, like they replied to with tagging me, are things that can be used in this case. Are you comfortable with that understanding?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to now move forward. At this point in time, I'm going to offer you the opportunity to offer character witnesses. Do you have any character witnesses you would like to call to the stand?
I would like to call up DeMarcus Jr.
All right, you may do so. Marcus, you are free to come take the stand to my left.
Unlocks the door for him.
Let me in,
I'm not
please.
even gonna hold you. This is pretty fucked up, but I just ordered 2 10-piece wings because I'm starving.
Before you proceed with character
Hey, I'll
witness,
starve you
I
too.
need him to be sworn in.
They're coming to the
Do you,
courthouse.
DeMarcus Jr., swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you, Sir Sluggerton himself? All right, if he lies, you die.
I
Can he
can't
speak
hear
up a
him.
little bit?
Have him yell.
Hold on.
You need to speak up,
I
sweetheart.
said I do.
He's been
Okay.
sworn in.
So, before we proceed, I want you to understand that as a character witness, they are not to be led or asked about anything pertaining to a specific instance, etc. So in that specific case, I am going to question them about their knowledge of you and their general opinion of you, etc. If
Okay.
you have a thing that you would like included, you can request that. But I am not going to guarantee him answering. So, DeMarcus, if she requests something be asked, do not answer it until I say you may answer, okay?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. Are you ready to proceed, Mr. DeMarcus?
I am.
Okay. I'm going to start by asking you what your relation to the defendant is.
I'm her brother.
You are her brother.
Yes, Your Honor.
Biological, adopted,
Adopted.
adopted brother. Okay. And how long have you known the defendant?
I want to say about a year now.
About a year now. Okay. Would you say that the defendant is a good or a bad person?
She's a very good person, Your Honor.
Okay. And what qualities does she have that you believe make her a good person?
She's kind and respectful.
Okay. Can you think of examples of times that she's been kind to you or kind to people?
I mean, sometimes whenever I don't have a car, she lets me use hers. But
Okay. And would you say that...
It's the Tourette's.
Sorry, give me just a moment. I lost my sheet. Would you consider the defendant
Officer, can you let me out?
a
My
violent
DoorDash is here.
person in any way?
You can walk out with
Just-
me.
no, I would
I have
not,
to
Your
search you
Honor.
when you come back in.
All right. Those are all of the questions that I have. Miss Williams, do you have any requests for questions?
Yeah, just one. Can you
Okay.
recall any time that
I
you
could barely hear you, Mel.
My bad.
gotta speak
My
up.
bad. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yep.
Can you recall any time at all where I have helped the community?
You can answer that.
I mean, she goes to church and she helps the people that are less fortunate.
Helps them in what way?
Like if someone doesn't have a place to stay, she'll offer one of her houses or let them have some, a little bit of cash to, let them get by.
Okay. Is that your only request for a question, Miss Williams?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. DeMarcus, you may take your seat back in the auditorium.
Your Honor, I have a question.
So, is it for him?
It's more for you to see
Okay.
about something for him. Are we allowed to dispute anything the character witness might say that we think is false information?
You may do so during your arguments.
All right.
Again, just to clarify, character witnesses are here to provide character information only. So anything as far as questions for them will be only related to the person that requested to call them. That being said, you can dispute what they say if you have reason or evidence to believe that what they say is false.
Try these.
I got you. This is the first time I've ever had a character witness in a case.
Gotcha. Okay. So, do you have any other character witnesses, Miss Williams?
Yeah, I'd like to call out Chico.
Chico,
Yes, ma'am.
may come take to the seat.
Get out of my
left
way,
of me.
Bubba. To the left of you.
To the left of me.
I feel a little special today.
We're gonna have him sworn in now.
1 second, had a little bit of
Please
an
wake
issue.
up. Bailiff.
All right.
Yeah.
Go
do
crazy,
you,
bailiff.
yeah. Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth?
Was I in
So
there
so
like
help
that
you,
too?
AJ-10.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
no,
feel
I got
unsafe.
you.
Oh my
Who the fuck
god,
is
I
you?
feel so
I feel so unsafe.
Oh,
Your Honor, fair warning. My language
careful.
is not like the most proper, but like I'll try to
I'm sorry,
tone it
man.
down a little bit. I got you.
I'm
I'm scared, bro. I'm scared.
That's fine as long as it's not belligerent and explicitly terrible.
I'm
we
an
should be okay.
I'm an ex-marine and a pirate. So
What's that big word mean that you just used, Your Honor?
belligerent?
Belligerent?
Yep.
Oh, that's
as
a good
in
question.
incomprehensibly
the bigger
bad.
word for it.
Okay, thank you.
I'll be honest, I haven't been able to hear a single word that's been said. Because
He
of the
basically
gunshots
just
that I
swore
was
me
hearing.
in.
Oh, okay,
Oh yeah,
my
them
bad.
gunshots were
Okay.
unsafe.
Loud.
I'm going to ask you similar questions that I asked Mr. DeMarcus.
I'm gonna hop off.
Yes, sir.
So, what is your relation to the defendant?
Close friend.
How long have you known the defendant?
Few months now.
Okay. Would you say she is a good or a bad person?
She's a good individual.
Okay. Can you provide examples of qualities that you think make her a good person?
Every single time I'm like in a situation or in a spot or I'm stranded or I just need help with anything in general, she's always there. She's always the first one I call and she always responds. Another good example would be the other day I got unfortunately taken hostage for a really bad situation, and after the police left me there abandoned, she was the one that came and rescued me. So that's another good one.
Okay. Do you
The
think
cops left
that-
me there pantless and shirtless, by the way. I'd like to state that.
Okay. They're not on trial right now. If you feel that they have violated your civil rights, I welcome you to try to file a civil suit.
Yes, sir.
Okay. As you have already provided examples of her kindness or goodness, as you might say, I will now ask, do you think that she is at all a violent person?
I wouldn't say she's a violent person. I would say she defends her own. Just like many of us do.
Okay. Miss Williams, do you have any requests for questions?
No, that's it, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Chico, you may take your seat.
All right, tight shit. I'm gonna go eat my wings.
Oh.
Sorry, I was in head. Sorry, I was in my head. Sorry, I was in my head.
It's okay, it's okay, Antonio. It's fine. You got nervous, it's fine.
Oh, stand up. My legs hurt.
All right, bailiff, she gonna need sworn in.
Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth? So help you, AJ.
I do.
All right, she's good. No grenades dropped today.
Okay.
Oh,
Can we
Jesus,
please-
you
Oh
spoke
my
too
God.
soon.
It's all
I
that.
feel
It's
so
all
unsafe
that
in
Maze's
here.
fault.
And I cannot protect myself in any sort of way.
I don't have a bailiff right now, apparently.
He's bad luck anyway.
Yeah, it's bad luck
Hey,
anyway,
piggies, can I
family.
go handle that?
I think he
Can I
makes
be a
everybody
friend?
scared. I think he's the one that made Antonio
Do you swear to
freeze
tell the
up.
whole truth, nothing
That
but the truth,
works.
so help you, AJ?
She already
Okay.
answered that question.
Okay.
You're
Wait.
fine. Go be prosecution. If I
Yeah,
need a
he's the
bailiff, I'll ask
prosecution
one of the
man.
Sorry.
officers who's not
Whatever he's
currently
called.
involved.
Hey, Sheriff.
All right, Miss Walker, I'm going to be asking you
It was worth a
questions
shot, right?
similar to that that I have asked your
Yes.
compatriots.
Can I be
Do you
an appointed
understand
deputy and go handle that
Yeah.
the
situation?
process?
Oh,
I don't have that
So-
authority.
What
Damn
is
it.
your relation to the defendant?
Sir, I cannot hear anything over the massive amount of gunshots.
Yeah, I
Can
can't
we
hear
please
either.
handle that? I'm
And I don't
scared.
think she's
Can somebody
speaking up.
please give her a megaphone?
Yeah, please.
She needs
I
your
don't-
megaphone. She's
I
very
only
quiet.
I
have the
think
one.
I'm loud enough.
Oh, now I can hear ya. It was those gunshots, I tell ya.
She hasn't answered any questions yet, other than answering me.
Well,
Even if
those
she did, we
gunshots
can't
were
hear her
loud,
'cause
Your
the
Honor. I couldn't even hear
gunshots.
you.
For the 8th time, by the way.
Can you
Okay.
repeat the question, Anna?
Bobby Vargos.
Yes. So, the
Yourself.
question is, what is
I'm
your
dead as soon
relation
as I leave
to the
here.
defendant?
I think we all are actually. I'm scared.
Sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law. Okay. And how long have you known the defendant?
About 7 months.
Okay. And
Oddly
would you
specific
consider
number.
the defendant a good or a bad person?
Very good.
Okay. And can you think of examples of, or I'm sorry, can you think of qualities that make her a
Yeah,
good
her
person in
brother.
your opinion?
She's kind, loving, caring, and that's about it. Because I could name multiple.
I mean, you're free to name as many as you would like.
We'll stick with that. I don't want to take too much time up.
I nominate her to, name like 10.
So,
You don't.
can you
have
think
that
of
authority, sir.
examples of these qualities?
Antonio, why are you always looking at
Yeah, so when there's new people around in
You think you're
city,
sexy?
she shows them
Sorry.
around,
I'll take
shows
my shirt
them
off for you.
legal ways of making money,
I'll give you a
and
little lap dance later.
like
Tony,
showing them
don't worry.
places around the city. She also buys people food when they have no money or they can't afford it.
Okay. Would you consider the defendant
I'm
a
gonna send a
violent
message
person?
in Morse code.
Never.
Okay.
That was
Again,
pretty
I
gay.
apologize. My brain just loves to close things on me.
In Morse code.
Oh,
No, I
Please,
don't remember.
why
Sorry.
again?
Okay.
Oh my god.
Ms.
One
Williams, do you have
second, Your
any
Honor.
Requests for questions?
There we go. Maybe.
How did you meet me, Grace?
No, this is
Sorry, say that again.
How did you meet me?
You may answer that question.
How did you meet me? Sorry, I wasn't shouting.
You're okay.
Well,
That's fine.
Lots of gunshots again.
I
Please
believe
handle
I
this.
met you whilst I was at work.
You know what? Let me out this bitch. I got this. Actually, never mind. You know what? I got this bitch.
I believe.
Do you remember where you worked and what I was buying at the time and why?
Protect me.
You
I
may
can't-
answer that question.
I know it
Your
was
Honor?
a fast food place.
Hold
I cannot
just a
remem-
moment.
It's more of a
Yeah.
threat. We have someone over here talking about throwing a grenade in here.
What?
And
It
I
said
don't
at
know
the
if he was
Ballas.
possibly
It's the one
not
with
searched.
Tourette's, Your Honor.
We've all been
I mean,
searched.
Do we have any officers available to search him?
Oh,
You
fuck,
can
we
search me.
don't.
Go ahead.
I just want to make sure he's got no
I'll
grenades.
do it for you, watch.
Oh,
You can
Mace, can
search me,
you
go
can you
ahead.
search
Can you
him for a
search him?
grenade?
Apparently he has a grenade.
You can search me. Go
Search
ahead.
who?
Well, I'll let
Chico.
him do
Right
it.
here, apparently has a
Who
grenade.
am I searching for a grenade?
The
This one.
Jesus
Kaboom!
guy.
I don't know how you get a grenade.
Oh, no, he's
but
fine.
apparently he has one.
Oh,
He's been
okay.
searched.
Okay, I was just double
Okay.
checking. When I hear the threat of a grenade, it's kind of scary.
Tourette's,
So
man, I
let me
told
make
you.
this very clear to the entire
Tourette's.
courtroom. If I hear that any of those statements have been made past this point, you will be held in contempt of court. So please choose your passing phrases carefully.
Chico got in trouble. He said he had a grenade.
Okay, Miss Walker, if you remember the
What
question, you're free to-
phrase?
I'm gonna throw a grenade.
Oh
Who
shit!
said they were gonna throw a grenade?
Apparently, Chico.
Oh.
Chico, behave yourself!
I have Tourette's. God damn it!
So what if I said I
Don't
want to
say
drop a
that.
bomb?
Hey,
Is that
no
fine?
recording.
God.
No
Mace.
recording.
Fine. Don't make me
I'm
say order
just
of the
making
court.
I'm just
gonna
making
lose
sure,
my
you know.
mind.
Why do you all act up when I'm on the stand?
Jesus.
Right. This is a
Support your
disrespectful
sister, dog.
moment to the witness, the character witness, who is
I
here
apologize,
to provide,
Grace.
Apologize to your sister right now,
insightful
Chico.
commentary onto the character of Miss Williams. So, if you
Put me in
remember the
trouble.
question, Miss Walker, you are free to continue answering. If you would like it reiterated, you may have it reiterated.
So I remember I was working at a food place. Can't remember where, but I'm pretty sure you was buying food to give to people that was new to city
Alright,
to
the guy-
start them
the-
off
my buddy's
on
ready to do
their
that pickup,
journey
by
in
the
the
way.
city.
Okay. Any other question requests, Miss Williams?
That was it.
Big family.
Okay, Miss Walker, you may take your seat.
I'd like to call fuck
Damn Daniel.
yeah, damn Daniel to the stand. Dale.
Alright,
Who the
Mr.
fuck's
Daniel,
Sib?
You may
I
step
didn't
to the
remember his
floor.
name. I was just gonna say
Left.
cadet, but he's not a cadet anymore.
Oh, that's who he is. Okay.
Okay. Before we proceed, and I have you swear him in, I would like to make it clear to the court, this is an officer under oath. He is held to a higher standard. So, on top of being sworn in, he will be held subject to the disciplinaries of his superiors if he is found to be lying. Just so that we're all aware of the weight of his statements. You may now swear him in.
Fire his ass right now. Go.
Nice.
Oh, Matt, does this swear him in?
Yes.
Okay. Do you, Mr. Damn Daniels, swear to tell the truth under the penalties of AJ and bombs?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Make sure.
Talk louder.
Not
Make
even.
sure you're shouting.
Hush.
No. I do.
Okay. So,
AJ's known for fucking
cross-examination begins with the witness's statement. Do you have a statement prepared that you would like to read, or would you like to proceed immediately to cross-examination?
Just proceed to
Yeah.
immediate cross
That is a question for the witness. Please.
Oh,
go ahead.
shit.
I would like to proceed immediately.
Okay. You're going to go ahead and have the floor, Mr. Light. Feel free to
Alright.
begin cross-examination.
All right. Oh, fuck. Damn Daniel. What's your name? Dale.
Sterling.
Yeah, that'll
Sterling?
work too.
Yeah.
Mr. Sterling, do you recall when we arrived at the house of one E.V. Williams yesterday? What transpired?
When we arrived on the scene, there was, she had already been detained by officers that arrived before we did. There was blood on the scene, her blood specifically, and there was also a body in her yard.
All right. So there was a dead body and blood and a bullet casing in her yard.
Yes.
Was there anything else in her yard?
Not that I recall.
Okay.
Not
Okay.
that I recall.
Okay. How do I want to go about this one?
Oh, there was
Do
a
we-
fingerprint on. There was a bloody fingerprint on her door as well.
Alrighty, thank you. Mr. Dan. Oh fuck, you're not Daniel. Goddamn Dale. Your Honor, I might refer to him as Daniel. Is that a big deal?
I mean, if he answers you, it's fine.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Mr. Dale, who did that fingerprint on the door come back to?
A Miss E.V. Williams.
Okay. Do we know who the firearm for the bullet casing came back to?
A Vincent Valentine.
Okay. Do we know where the firearm was found?
Proceed
gonna use
to
that
your
bench.
next question.
Yeah. So back to where we are.
You forgot.
Do you know where this gun was found?
I do not know specifically where the gun was found now.
Am I allowed to answer that part too? It's been forever since I've done a court case.
Are you allowed to answer the question?
Never mind.
No.
I'll just disregard that. Okay, so you don't know where the gun was found.
I have a pretty good idea, but I don't know specifics.
Yeah, you're open to so many objections at that point. I'm not even gonna further that.
Just as a reminder to Miss Williams, at this point in time, you can object if you feel comfortable with the know-how of doing that, or you can ask for a rebuttal if needed.
For sure.
What are you gonna do? Why'd you put that on?
Mr. Damn Daniel, were you at any other scene where a body was recovered and the same bullet casing and or DNA to Miss Evie Williams was found?
No.
All right. How long have you been an officer in the PCSO or cadet?
I started Monday.
All right.
So he's still a rookie.
Yeah.
Have you
basically.
seen any cases so far where a person's DNA was on scene that they were not a part of?
Didn't I admit
No.
to the murder?
Nope.
Say that again.
Fuck,
Didn't
she
I
did admit
admit
to
to
the
the
murder. God
murder?
damn it. Wait a second. Where am I going with these
I'm
questions?
pretty
that
sure you
so?
did.
I thought that was more shooting.
Good question.
My bad, you.
I'm
my
just
bad,
I'm
Your
just gonna
Honor,
go with
I
it.
didn't mean
Yeah,
to shout that
thanks
one
for the help,
out.
Evie. I appreciate it.
Yeah, objection. Counsel doesn't know what he's asking.
We're
it's
getting
counsel.
there. We're getting there.
Everybody can
Objection
object
is
now, I
counsel
guess.
fit for purpose at this point.
I'm questioning that myself. Are you okay, counsel?
I think we called the wrong person to the
Objection, Your
stand.
Honor,
Presley
speculation?
needs to be the damn witness.
God damn you.
Okay, well, you didn't list Presley as a
I
witness, so that's
know. I
unfortunate.
know.
Yeah, we
Objection, Your
did.
Honor,
You
speculation?
fucked
No, we
up.
No, you
didn't list
didn't.
Presley.
Objection, no, she didn't.
I listed Damn Daniels and the two sitting at the bench.
No,
The
this is
prosecution
me.
themselves listed him and him.
You dumbasses.
Yeah, I know. I'm the one that knows how to question.
Well,
It's okay.
you
we
fucked
won.
up.
Sorry, I'm
We
sorry, guys.
won.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Round
we
of
got
applause.
this.
Admit
We
it.
got this.
Clap, clap. You're lucky I can't
yeah.
clap.
Well,
clap,
can we do a
clap,
witness
clap,
The
exchange?
clap,
actual
clap.
Wait a second. Wait a second.
investigator.
No.
You
Is
don't
it
witness.
safe to presume
let 'em
that
do it, Your
Evie
Honor.
Williams may or may not have been the one who
Objection
harmed
is
these
a-
individuals?
I was
Objection
about to say
is
that's. I'm not gonna answer that because that's hearsay.
So, yeah, okay. Let me just walk everybody through how
Yes,
we're going to
Jay, it's not
handle
hearsay.
objections. Please, witness, let me answer fucking
Sorry,
objections.
sorry, Your
I would
Honor.
greatly
My-
appreciate that.
Sorry, Your Honor.
And from this point forward, anytime an objection is called, just stop speaking. Give me a chance to respond to the objection. I will say it's either sustained or overruled. At this point in time, your objection, Miss Williams, is sustained. Please strike that question from the record. You may continue.
Yes, sir. Oh, fuck. Do I have anything else for him? Because he really ain't gonna be much of a help.
That's your problem.
Wait.
Sounds like a skill issue.
So, at the scene where the body was recovered, was there a pool of blood?
Yes.
All right. So, would it be safe to say that body was brought there or maybe executed there?
Say it was brought there.
Isn't that leading?
Ooh, line up
Can you repeat
stacked.
that?
Hmm?
What'd you say? What did we catch him lying about?
Isn't that
He
classed
said,
as
he said that
leading?
I brought the he said that
think
I
I
brought
fucked
the
that up.
body to the scene when I
Okay,
did
you
it.
made
Yeah,
an
but
error
isn't
in
that
what you
leading the
said,
Yep, call
witness?
it
and correct
objection.
yourself. You're not. to the
Oh,
standard
sorry,
of
Your
once you
Honor,
say
I-
it, it's just in.
Sorry, Your
the
Honor, I
word.
have an habit of shouting things out. I didn't mean to shout it.
You're
Oh,
good.
this has nothing to do with you, I don't think.
No,
Yes, him.
he said he thinks he messed up. If you made an error in your statement, you are free to correct it.
I was not the one that examined the corpse. All I know is that we found a. I will repeat what I said earlier. We found a body at the scene. The blood, at the scene, all of the blood was Miss Evie Williams. So I did not specifically examine the body.
Your Honor, I'd like to rest with this witness.
Okay. Witness, you may take your seat.
He's accepted defeat.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No, sorry. No, come back. You cross-examination. Do you have any questions for the witness, Miss Williams? My bad.
Let me think for a second.
Made a bad call. You should have been up there.
When you was on the scene, did you see any blood trails that led into the house?
Yes. Blood trail led from the fingerprint on the door all the way outside the house to the body.
Where was the body compared to the door?
It was, trying to give a rough estimate, it was about 2 to 5 feet from the door. It was within a brisk walk from the doorway. If you were trying to be,
would you say the distance from me to you, or the distance from? I'm going to be forward.
about the distance from me to the judge.
Okay, about the same distance from me to you. Okay, got it. Okay, no further questions, Your Honor.
Okay, now you may take your seat.
There we go.
E-muscle area, there you go. All right. Prosecution, do you have any other witnesses you would like to call to the stand?
Excuse me, there. Thank you.
Wesley, are you ready to
Yep.
question me?
Yeah. Yeah. Miller Lite, right here.
All right, Mr. Light, please come and take the stand.
Whoever's XTX is being stolen outside,
left
please
of
go
me.
get it.
To the left of me. Oh.
Stealing a
Go.
cop car during a
Yeah. I've
Do
took some
you,
questions
Miller
here.
Patrick Light, swear to tell the truth under the pains and penalties of AJ dropping bombs on you. So help you, Slug.
I do. My middle
I ain't
name's not
fucking
Patrick.
sitting. I got Tourette's.
It is for this current case. Anyways.
Okay.
Okay, you may begin cross-examination. Sorry, witness statement. Man, I am tired. Okay, do you have a statement you would like to provide, or would you like to proceed immediately to questioning?
So that would just basically be
Let
like
me
an overview of
let me
everything,
hear
right?
the actual case going on. I can barely hear one.
Yeah, I'd actually like to provide something.
You may do so.
All right. So myself has been present on every single murder scene other than one. All the DNA found on the scene points back to one person. The gun on the scene also all points back to one person, where the gun was recovered from that person's house of the DNA.
I'm
being
going to
Evie
stop
Williams.
you. Do not mention that name. They are not on trial right now.
Nope, that's why I did not mention the other name.
Okay.
I only
continue.
mentioned Evie's name. Fuck.
Seems
Yeah,
like he's
so
got a lot of stuff.
the gun, I'm not going to mention that name, was found in Evie Williams' possession inside of her house. Her DNA was found on 3 scenes. Bullet casings found on 6 scenes.
The gun which I legally allowed to own was found
Additionally,
in my house.
today, I had received a text message that she had kidnapped an officer from VU. Her words, kidnapped an officer from VU. We all rushed VU. By we, I mean about 9 or
What
8
does it
units
matter? There's
rushed
no
into
evidence.
VU. She is on the radio.
Stop you there. From what I can remember, there was no evidence of that text message in discovery. So that is going to be considered conjecture. I will allow you to say it in your statement as you are under oath right now. But you may continue.
Yes, it leads to something that is in evidence.
I'm not going to object because I'm not denying the message.
Okay.
Bullshit.
So we had gone in there and was told that yes, someone of law enforcement was doing a bunch of drugs and they were kidnapped from there. She had then later called me, like I said, and told me she had kidnapped someone from the VU. There was many phone calls between me and her today.
That just sounds like you
I had gotten a photo of proof of life of this individual We figured out he was not a cop. We actually had no idea who the guy was. But another officer was able to identify where that picture was taken, which was in Grapeseed in a weird building. I don't even know what the place was called, but we went there and we actually found the individual. His statement will be included in the evidence today, as well of his injuries will be included in the evidence today
How do they know
of
it's not
obvious
self-inflicted?
signs of torture, and he admitted to being kidnapped. That is where
Hey,
I
this
will
is
go
where
ahead
they
and end
fuck
that.
up because they said blonde hair.
Okay,
Do I have
need
blonde
you
hair?
to
I've got a
clarify
question.
This individual's
You can't
name.
ask one
I've got a
what is it,
question.
though.
Her right to know her
How
accusers.
do they know
It
them
is a
injuries are
one
not
body brown.
self-inflicted?
That's why I'll ask them. Just remind me
You may
near
proceed
the
with
time.
cross-examination,
Yep.
prosecution.
All right. So Miller White, have you been a prior detective for the LSPD?
Yes, I actually have been. I was a detective for multiple months and was on some very intense scenes.
Perfect. So at the 911 call that you got in front of Evie Williams' house in Mirror Park, what was found on that scene?
There was a body found in a pool of his own blood, and then also blood from Evie Williams leading to the door of her house, where her bloody fingerprint was found at the door of her house,
Chico,
and a shell
2
casing
seconds.
next to the body, matching
2
the gun
seconds.
from the other 5 scenes.
Officer,
Why do you believe that there was a lot of blood on that scene
Yes.
that
for him to just die
is
there?
really quiet. I'm struggling
I
to
believe, with my
1 second.
my history in seeing this many times before, that the victim had bled out in the front yard. I don't believe that the body was moved with the amount of blood found in the front yard. When someone dies, typically their body does not release a lot of blood after death. So I believe that the body of the victim was alive at the scene of her house, meaning that the body would have been brought there and not moved there.
If I may interrupt very quickly.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry. They are having a hard time hearing the prosecution speaking over here.
I mean, I can't speak
Agree.
any louder.
Agree.
Well,
She
not
is
not
quiet.
you.
Not
not
you.
you.
Where's the female,
Oh,
bro?
I'm yelling. Okay, I'll stand more like right here.
She's kind of quiet too.
Thank you.
But yeah, I hear her up
You
here.
could-
You're still good from
if
there.
you've got a megaphone, feel free to use it. Oh, and I hope you know, Bailiff, I'm keeping this megaphone. You're not getting it back.
I don't care. It's like $5.
That-
When we
That's
went
theft.
into Evie Williams' house at Mirror Park, what were some things that were found into that house?
So I can't elaborate to the fullest extent, but I was on scene for that. I was not physically in the house, but when you guys were in the house, I had heard over radio you had found pairs of hands, the firearm matching the bullet casings that were recovered from each scene. I think you found something else, but I don't want to speculate on that.
I want to take a moment to clarify for the court that there was no warrant for this search. However, it was a consensual search, and there is video evidence of it being a consensual search.
It's also exigent circumstances.
And exigent circumstances prevail, so.
So the gun was found in her house, and she killed 6 people. Does that sound like a good person to you?
In my opinion, it sounds like an extremely violent person, which would go absolutely against what
Objection,
one of her
hearsay.
character witness would say.
So they're speaking to your character, which they
are
are allowed
they a
to
character
do.
witness to the testimony?
They're not a character witness, but you have the opportunity to question them or disprove anything they're saying when you do question them.
Your
So
Honor,
they're
I've got a
allowed to give their
question.
opinion on your personality. Go ahead, Miss Walker.
Can you elaborate for some dumb people behind me what hearsay means?
So hearsay is more commonly known as speculation. It is essentially like, think of it as there's no real proof that it happened. It's just their statement versus another statement. Okay. it's in relation to speculation that basically the entirety of everybody listening would have to speculate on whether or not it's true.
Thank
So
you,
in
Your Honor.
Of course. In this specific instance, the reason I am overruling your objection, Miss Williams, is because, again, we're talking about the opinion of somebody's character that is allowed in the courtroom, that doesn't violate your rights, nor does it incriminate you in any way. This is just their opinion. You may
All
proceed
right.
with the question.
So in one of
Surely
our
you can't
evidence
do that.
findings, we found that there was evidence of one of the body's mouth
Shush.
being glued shut.
This is a family video, ZV.
What do you believe about that? What did you think when you seen that?
So when it comes to something like that, you don't glue someone's mouth shut after you kill them. There would be no need to glue someone's mouth shut after you kill them. I believe that they, in fact, were tortured
that.
with their mouth glued shut prior to being murdered.
Yeah, but that's your word against ours.
All right, now fast forwarding to today.
I don't think she'd do that.
How many times did Evie Williams call you today?
Your Honor, am I allowed to check my phone or no? Or just give a rough estimate?
I will allow you to check your phone as long as you are willing to provide picture evidence of this so that it
For
is
sure.
not just hearsay.
Someone
I
might
can
see
put it right into the court case.
And
Will
as
I have
long as
access
Miss
to see
Williams
this?
has no,
Someone might
yes,
She
you
should have
will.
access.
I was going to say, as
It's
long
not
as she has
part
no
of my
objections
account.
to it, as it wasn't offered in discovery, it can't be used as physical evidence. It is just
You know what? Give me a second. I might have an objection.
okay.
What's
What do
happening?
you
Have a
think?
picture of it.
Should I
Oh,
allow
I
him to
didn't wanna
post
look
the
as if she
evidence
objects
picture
and
of how
you
many times I
No.
called
Are
today?
okay with the
No,
objection? I
because
can
What
it's
should
late
I object to?
evidence.
the number.
All right, yeah,
It's
yeah.
late
yeah.
I'm not
evidence.
objecting to your right to
Uh,
answer the
you are
question.
not. I'm going to reject to the evidence because it's past discovery period.
What's up?
And she is valid in that objection. So unfortunately, you will have to give a rough estimate.
Nope, that's why I did not want to look at my phone because I did not want to be able to figure out an exact number. If I had to
Okay.
give a rough estimate, at least 9 times. And multiple text messages as well.
Was these text messages entered into evidence?
No,
They were
they are
not,
not, but they are my
But he's
personal
not
statement.
using them.
Oh,
They're
sorry.
not being used as physical evidence, so therefore he can provide a number of them and that they happened as long as he's not trying to use them to prove any type of crime, which he's not.
Understood, Your Honor.
Your Honor, I would like to point out that actually one phone call was submitted into evidence.
Then you may use that as physical evidence and like quote that if you so deem fit.
Was
But as okay, and now you're gonna make me go review what evidence was submitted. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I am allowing him to talk about this because it is speaking to the circumstances of the crime, not the crime itself. He's simply explaining a part of the process of discovery of the crime.
I disregard, Your Honor, that evidence does not seem to actually be in here. I will retract that statement.
Okay, that will be struck from the record and deliberation.
All right, so going back to the mouth being glued shut, what do you believe the reason for a mouth to be glued shut?
I mean, in my line of work, sometimes to catch a criminal, you have to think like a criminal. And if I were to be thinking like a criminal, the only reason why I would glue someone's mouth shut personally is if I wanted them to suffer without being able to scream.
Okay, so
That's your opinion.
I would like to make this very clear. That is speculation. That doesn't speak to professionalism and what you can notate in someone's intent. So I'm not going to be using that in deliberation. Just to clarify for everybody, speculation. So hear me out. Listen to what I'm saying. The reason I consider that speculation is because no matter how many times you have worked with somebody that would commit these kinds of crimes, each person is an individual. You cannot prove their intent unless you have other supporting evidence. So your assumption of their intent, of why it was that act was committed, is not a professional opinion. That is simply speculation on why why it happened. A
Even
professional
if we
opinion needs to be supported by experience with a specific physical evidence, right? So if you are a professional in measuring units, I will allow you to give your professional opinion on how far something was. If you're a professional detective, I will allow you to speak to what kind of things are committed during what crimes. You are not a professional psychologist, so I will not allow you to speak to somebody's intent when you cannot know that for certain.
So that's only your opinion.
He was speaking to them having their mouth glued and why it happened and when it happened. That's speaking to their intent of why they made a decision during the commission of a crime. That's
All right, I retract my statement.
okay.
All right. So today, you get a phone call from Evie, and she says that she kidnapped an officer. Other than that, when you found the picture of the guy up in Grapeseed, what did you see when you arrived on the scene?
When arriving on scene, I had first gone down. Well, when we first arrived on scene, the guy was outside. It appeared either putting on a band-aid or at the payphone. I think there was a payphone out front.
Which
Not
was it,
100%.
officer? Oh, well, I mean, objection, no, rebuttal.
Okay, I will provide you an opportunity to rebuttal after he finishes answering his question.
Alright.
I'll just go ahead and rephrase it. I'm pretty certain he
I'm
was
confused
putting
there,
on
but
a band-aid at
he
the time.
doesn't seem to know which one it is.
We had
Yeah,
3
I think they're
units up
leading
there.
him.
One unit stuck with
So objection
the person
leading.
from the picture.
Yeah,
That
because
was
they were
the
leading
victim
them to do
who was
answer in a
kidnapped.
certain
What
way.
you say?
They wanted to.
Myself,
Get off
my
live.
cadet at the
You're not
time, who
supposed
is
to be
now right
streaming
over
it.
there and is not a cadet anymore, damn Daniel, and Maze all went
If we were meant
downstairs
to be
into the
streaming it,
room
they'd
with
have took
class
his
2s
phones off
drawn.
us.
Hey, I'll say something to the
Cleared
live.
it, and then we did
These cops
find
don't know what the
that
fuck
that
they're
is
talking
indeed where the
about.
picture was taken. The victim was also found there. We had then questioned the victim of what happened. He said 3 people had kidnapped him.
Casino.
Actually, let me rephrase. It actually is an evidence, so I don't need to rephrase. He had stated that multiple people had kidnapped him, flown him up there, and then tortured him. And as seen in one of the evidence photos, you can see all of his injuries. I mean, horrific injuries, including
There was
I
a
think
plane involved?
one was 3
There's a what?
328
There's an helicopter
rounds
involved?
and 7 taser
I
pelts.
don't know, 'cause I don't know what they're saying.
11 taser
Objection what?
pelts. He was hit, like
Objection what?
extremely painful stuff. So it appeared that he might have been tortured up there. He also did say what they looked like, but we can't obviously identify anyone at the time. But we do have Evie calling me saying that she had kidnapped someone from VU, sending me a picture, and this same guy ending up at the place where the picture was taken.
I don't know actually.
His favoritism.
That is all.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and offer Evie the opportunity to rebuttal the question.
What was it we said was rebuttaling for? It was
Misleading.
yeah. No, not misleading. It was leading. Try to remember what his answer was. Hang on.
He couldn't
That's why I
choose between a
rephrased my answer.
payphone
Is she
or
getting outside help, sir?
yeah, he couldn't choose.
You couldn't choose between a payphone or a bandage.
Yep.
That's what the rebuttal's over. Which
So
one was
I-
it?
I did change my answer because
only
he did
after.
say you guys did give him medical supplies to heal himself. So
How
I'm
do you know it was us?
more certain that
Wait,
it was
you
a
said
band-aid.
us guys. Who do you refer
Yeah.
to?
You?
Oh.
And you know
and
that for a
then-
definite.
I mean, she physically told me Wait, why am I being asked by the?
Okay.
Oh, I mean,
yeah, I'm
that-
being
it's part
asked
of the
by the people on the
rebuttal.
stand.
Hang on. What's up? Yeah, that's fine. It's just okay.
I'm so fucking confused right now. He's catching
So,
to the
are they-
lie.
Hang on. Oh, okay. Where are they live streaming this to? Do they have live eyes going? Instapic. Okay. I misunderstood. I thought you meant they had live eyes going. No, I am not comfortable with you live streaming anything. And the people that just did that, I'm going to give you the opportunity to turn over your phones immediately until the end of the court case or be removed from the room.
I'm not recording.
I
So
turned mine off.
I don't care if you turned it off. You're going to turn your phone over until the end of the court case or you're going to leave.
Chica, we need you. Turn it over.
Okay, let me in so I can turn it over. Y'all better not go
There's
through
an
my
officer
shit, cuz.
to your left. I am not giving them permission to go through your phone. I am giving them permission to hold your phone.
Is
Open
my
the
only
fucking door.
proof that
There's
I
an
was at
officer to
VU,
your left.
remember?
Oh, hand it to you. Yeah, I trust you more anyways, bro.
Because you two
I don't
aren't
have a
I don't
allowed.
trust these ugly ass
I don't
piggies.
have a
trust you
phone,
pretty.
so I let Trim phone.
Antonio,
Live
Appreciate you,
streaming
Pookie.
this.
Huh.
I was at VU.
Yeah.
You saw me at VU, right?
You're
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
Oh.
ahead
and,
and
and
turn
you was
your
also
phone
with
I'm
over
not-
as well.
was you also?
I don't got a phone, sir.
Okay, it don't matter then.
You just handed your.
If you don't want to
I'm
That's
help.
caught up.
that's not my
I'm not being
phone.
caught up there again.
I
Okay,
don't.
alright, that's fine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Nah.
So now going back to the actual court case. Please, if you are in the auditorium, do not ask questions. You are here as character witnesses, as a privilege. Do not interrupt my court proceedings. I am done being nice about things. I need to get this finished. So please do not make me have you arrested. Let's all just let the proceedings happen.
That's crazy.
Secondary, your rebuttal is fine. I will let it withstand because I had not yet had a chance to say that you shouldn't be receiving outside help. But let me make it clear. They are not here as your legal counsel. So any help from them, I am going to turn immediately over. I will not take it as a rebuttal, as an answer, as anything.
Your Honor, may I please actually finish touching on that last statement?
That was my final thing to say is he did reiterate his statement. He said, let me reiterate. And as I have already said with another witness, you can correct yourself. If there is confusion on what is said,
I would still like to add more to that.
you are free to do so in just a moment.
Okay. Thank you. No, that's all.
No problem. As I was saying, he is allowed to reiterate or clarify on what he meant. We are all humans here. We're going to make human error, and I'm not going to force you to just stick to your guns if you acknowledge you made a mistake. So he did reiterate that. I just want to clarify that for you, Miss Williams. Now, if you would please continue answering Miss Williams' rebuttal.
Alrighty. So yeah, I'd already hit on that. It was for medical supplies that was given to them given to the victim by them. And when she asked who's them, I had said her, since she had admitted to kidnapping him from the VU. And then also a text message that was submitted into evidence
Objection,
between
hearsay.
it's physical evidence, sir.
Where's
It
the
is
evidence?
physical.
It was never submitted.
In
Where's the
its-
evidence?
Of
the statement? It is
The,
mentioned in
the
the statement. Am I
never mentioned my name, Your Honor.
Oh, that okay. So,
But I'm going off of what she told me personally, so that is not hearsay.
But there's no evidence of this, Your Honor.
okay,
It's still.
Hank, we're not debating. He's going off of his own account of what he was told. He is not saying that it is objectively true. He is recounting what he was told. So it is not hearsay. It is a personal account of a statement. Does that make sense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you may continue.
So yeah, and then also another person from the scene who we do have text message that was retrieved off Evie's phone before this, and a search warrant signed off by the judge. Putting DeMarcus at the scene where Evie texted him, "He isn't even the PD, so I mean, you don't have to be paranoid." And DeMarcus responds, "Well, he's dead now, so."
Is this in evidence, Your Honor?
It is.
It is.
Can I have 2 minutes to quickly check this?
Yeah.
Your Honor, has anybody checked this number belongs to DeMarcus? Because I believe his phone got robbed earlier today. And
Yes, it was
that
fact checked at the time.
strange, because that number is not his number.
Okay. So at this point in time, there is no calling into question whose number it was.
I was calling
Because
the
it
evidence,
was not-
sorry, sir. Sorry,
Okay,
Your Honor.
I
I
I
understand.
appreciate that. But what I am trying to say is this was not objected to whenever the evidence was provided to you. You did not make any statements about this. So I'm finding it a little difficult to call into question during a rebuttal the evidence. However, when you cross-examine him, you can ask that question. But for rebuttals, save it specifically for direct comments on his statements. And for objections, save it for specifically violations of your rights or any type of hearsay, speculation, etc.
Okay,
As
understood.
far as calling evidence into question, yes, save it until you are questioning him yourself, please.
Then, Your Honor, I'd like to add one more thing to the end of my statement, and that should conclude with that statement for that question.
You are free to do so.
All right. I would just also like to add that the same DeMarcus that would have been texting her would also be the leader of the gang she is in of the Ballas, which
Objection, speculation?
not speculate. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Have I ever
so-
told you that?
Okay, what are you calling speculation? Sorry, I got
That
dinged
is the
by a
leader of the
thing.
Ballers. I don't recall ever saying that.
No
Your
one
Honor,
say
it
you
is
did.
in his PD profile for PD.
Okay, so that is his understanding of a gang. That is his understanding of a gang situation. It's not speculation. That is his understanding. So if he was speculating and
news to
guessing that
me.
I think he's the gang leader, then that's different. But he is saying that that is his understanding, is that DeMarcus is the gang leader.
Congratulations,
it's wrong, it's
DeMarcus. I
wrong.
didn't realise. Anyway, carry on. Sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, please no more side
Thank you.
commentary to the people behind you. Okay, so it is not
I re-
speculation. That is his understanding of your gang's situation. So continue.
I rest with that as my last statement.
Okay, do you have any further questions for the witness, prosecution?
I think I am good.
Okay. Miss Williams, you have the stand for questioning.
Okay. Alright, so relating to the scene yesterday. It's been called into evidence that there was blood leading to the door of my house. Do we know whose blood it was that was leading to the house?
Give me 1 second. I am going over that evidence again. 'Cause I just don't want to give
Just a fair
wrong answer.
reminder, there is a lot of evidence in this case, so you might have to give him some time.
That's fine.
Yeah, I just don't want to falsely answer. So in fact, leading to the door, it would have been the DNA of one Evie Williams.
Okay. Was a bullet casing found on scene? If so, where?
The bullet casing was found next to his body, which would most likely mean that he was shot at the scene.
Okay. Was there any evidence that suggested that any of the bodies in all 6 murders was ever hang on, I think I read this wrong on.
Your Honor, can I interrupt, please?
Moved from the scene.
Was there any evidence that it was removed?
Before murder.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
1 second.
Okay.
Hang on, before she
Yep.
repeats that, Miss Walker,
Good.
is it pertaining to something that is very important?
Yeah, I don't feel safe. There's people outside listening in on the conversation.
We all hear their voices.
All right,
saying
can I have
everything that's being
a
said.
member of PD as acting security go and clear that front room and make sure nobody's trying to overhear? Thank you.
From all the murder scenes that you attended to, was there any evidence that the body had been moved before they had been killed?
On one scene, yes.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm thugging this shit out, King.
Wait, before they were killed. Can I rephrase that?
You
Just
may
because
correct any
the question
statements.
is a little confusing to me. So there was one scene that I can say the pool of blood was at the scene, but the body was not, and the body was later discovered. At that scene, yes, the body had been moved, and there was no way to determine if the hand was removed prior to death or before death
Okay.
or after death. Sorry.
Okay. So, out of all 6 scenes, that's the only one that you know of?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Now, again, there was one scene I was not on. I was on 5 out of 6 scenes. I do want to reiterate that.
For because I'm a little bit confused myself, for clarification purposes.
Exactly how the Vagos play.
Are you?
In tandem, you were
I don't know how to word this properly.
I know that every.
Just
So
go
on
for it.
one scene, the body had been moved prior to death, and on the other 4 scenes after death. Is that correct?
Every single time.
Or am I reading this wrong?
Just say
What
that
he
one more
is
time. I
saying-
think I understand what you're
Let me help
saying.
you out here. Let me
Yeah,
help you out
please.
here. What he is saying is that there is evidence that one was moved prior to death. There is nothing in his statement about
After
their...
death. After death. Holy shit. One was moved
Okay.
after death, not prior to death.
Okay, so that's probably where things are confusing.
That's where I think that's why I tried rephrasing that, because there was a
Because-
scene behind apartments where there was a pool of blood, but no body was found there, and it was then later found. So I believe that
Was-
body.
Sorry. Continue. My bad.
I believe that body was moved after death, just with how much blood was at scene.
Out of the remaining... Oh, you said 5, right? Yeah. Out of the remaining 4 scenes, was a body found on scene of any of them?
Can I have a second to re-go over evidence?
Yes.
Yeah.
Can you restate the question one more time?
Out of the 4 remaining scenes that you have not mentioned previously, and you was in attendance to, was a body found on any of those scenes?
Okay, was a body found on the scenes?
Honestly, I could just be let out right now and be ready for the
4 scenes there were a body found. Yes.
You said 4 scenes, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 4 out of the 6, a body was found.
Fuck out of here and be ready for do something.
Okay. Okay, relating to the scene today, From the witness statements, how many people were on that scene?
It appears 3 people, 2 men, 1 woman.
Oh, perfect. That answers my next question. What color was the hair of the woman on that scene?
It says blonde hair, but I can confirm that you have changed your hair color 3 times in the past 24 hours.
What colors?
You've had it pink, orange, and also black, and unknown how many more times you might have changed your hair color. And that's just within the past 24 hours.
Okay.
I don't know if they were wigs or if you dyed your hair. Could have been wigs. That's a lot of dye.
Okay, no more questions.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Oh, what the heck?
Am I good?
Chico.
So, you may take your seat, Mr. Light.
Thank you. Oh man, that was terrifying up there.
Bullshit.
The nigga danced and
As I understand it, there are no further witnesses for the prosecution.
Negative.
No.
Okay. Miss Williams, do you have any witnesses you would like to call to the stand?
Yeah, I'd like to call Chico, please.
Chico, you may come and take the seat to the left of me.
Yeah.
Open the door for the king, baby. Open the door for
No.
the king. What's happening?
Okay. He does not need to be sworn in, as he was already sworn in for his character testimony.
What's cracking?
All right. Mr. Chico, would you like to give a statement prior to questioning, or would you like to proceed to immediate questioning?
Nah, bro, let's do it.
Make sure you're shouting, please.
I'm always screaming. I'm a loud motherfucker.
Make
You know
sure
this.
you're
professional, no cussing.
okay. So, that being said, you may begin questioning Miss Williams.
Okay. Earlier today, did you see me at any events?
Yes. So, Miss Evie Williams, also Mr. DeMarcus over there in the back, and my sister Grace were all at the Vanilla Unicorn with me while I was DJing.
Okay, during this time, do you recall me ever mentioning Officer Light over there?
Not that I can recall. I mean, I don't pay attention to cops, so.
Okay, do you remember at all me receiving a photograph?
You receiving a photograph? Yes.
Do you recall what that was?
I don't recall what the picture was. I just do know you said something about sending it to Miller as a laugh.
Okay. Roughly, what time was this, or how many hours ago was this?
This would have been, I mean, time zones are different for everybody, so if you don't mind if I use my localized time, that would be
Which is
perfect. What? I am in Central Time,
Can
yes.
you go with EST?
I can go with EST. This would have been from 7:45 when we opened to about 10:20 when I dropped you guys off.
So 7:45 EST to 10:20 EST.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, no further questions.
Should be fine. All right, Mr. You said your name's DeMarcus?
Fuck no. Don't
Oh
call
shit,
me
my
that, man.
bad. Gotta mix up.
Chico, partner.
My bad, Chico. Okay, I
don't look
apologize.
alike.
I apologize.
You would
I
off
don't
colour
take
your
kindly to
skin,
being
I'll
called
tell
that
you.
man's name.
Okay. I mean,
Racism at its finest.
so you can confirm that Miss Evie Williams was at the VU with you?
Yes, sir. All three of them were with me.
Who's the third person?
It was Evie, Demarcus, and my sister Grace.
Okay, could this be the same Demarcus that happened to be having text exchanges with Evie about the man who was kidnapped and tortured up in Grapeseed?
I mean, I do believe there's only one Demarcus.
Okay, thank you for answering that question. So, Your Honor, I'd just like to point out that they were all together unseen, and he claims that they weren't dropped off until 10 Eastern when the body was discovered in that time zone that he was talking about. So at some point they had left the VU.
They being who?
At least Demarcus, a blonde-haired female, and another unidentified male.
Careful with what you're pointing at when you're saying that.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I was just kind of. Yeah, sorry to have it.
They're full of shit.
I meant to point to you, and then I kind of just forgot to stop pointing.
We know they're full of shit.
All right.
We know. We know.
Next question. I know she touched on it a little bit. What was this picture of? Can you recall it all?
Not really. I was for the most part behind the DJ booth. I am their full-time music entertainer, so.
Could it have possibly been the picture that I received of proof of life of the person kidnapped?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
All right. All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say we're gonna discontinue any further questions on that. He has asked and answered that he is not sure what the picture was.
Okay, I was just reclarifying.
He was trying to catch him out there.
Now you said what time it was that you guys left the VU?
It would be approximately around 10:20 EST.
And then what time did you guys arrive at the VU?
I was there from like 7:30, 7:45 around there.
Okay, so did any of the three of you leave at any time while at the VU?
I did not depart the location at all.
Do you know if they departed the location at all?
I don't believe they did.
All right. So if you don't believe they departed the location at all, you know why we might have been receiving 311s from an Evie Williams all across the city during that time frame, including Paleto Bay and multiple calls from down here, not at VU, may I add.
I would have no clue.
Do you think it's logical that someone who is at VU would be able to be somewhere else at the same exact time?
I mean, anything's possible if you wonder enough. She does have her phone stolen all the time.
The phone that was recovered by PD, which we have. I'm not going to add that because I know an objection will come afterwards. But her phone was recovered. So the phone she had at the time would have been the same phone.
Huh. Okay.
So do you think
Not
she could have been at?
necessarily. Hold on. Not necessarily if she backed up
That
her
I am
details.
finished with my question. Is it possible to be in two spots at one time? Physically possible.
Physically possible, no. But for her phone. to
That
be
is
at
all I
two
have.
at the
That is
same
all I
time,
have.
yes.
Nothing more.
Let him answer
Okay,
the
let him
question.
finish his answer because he did
I
kind of
got-
push through a lot in that one question.
He answered what I wanted him to answer. Anything
Yeah,
further
but he
could.
didn't finish his answer.
I don't have to let him.
Ms. Walker, please do not interject anymore. As I was saying,
Bullshit.
you did put a lot into that question, so it does feel like there's more to answer there. That is my opinion.
Thank
I'm
you,
going
Your
to
Honor.
let him finish answering what
The-
I personally saw as a much larger question.
Can you be the two places at one time?
No, it was if there's this, and this, can you be in two places at one time? If we had her phone, like there was a lot into that question. If
So
you
he had
just
he had
asked, can
answered
you be
that
in two places at
beforehand,
once?
and then I
No,
just
so-
asked,
Yeah, but it's
can someone be at two places at one time?
You
That
may
is a
have
solo question.
misunderstood. You may have
So
misunderstood. He
frustrating.
did not actually answer the question about the phone being
Can I speak to you back?
wherever it was. Sorry, and now I'm getting lost in my own
Oh,
thoughts.
yeah,
So I
he
cannot
said
confirm.
was
Okay, hold
it
on.
could have been stolen, and I said yes, but we had recovered it from her person. So if it was
It does
stolen, it
not
would have been
matter.
returned.
It does not matter
Witness,
if the
please
phone
hold
was
until
stolen.
we have finished the discussion on whether or not I'm going to allow you to continue with the statement. Then
Thank
you
you.
can continue if I tell you to continue.
Yes,
All
Your
right,
Honor.
Mr. Light. So what you are saying is you rebutted his answer in the middle of him answering. It's kind of why I'm a little confused. I didn't realize you had attempted to like switch questions.
Yes, so I ended that question after he gave me, or I ended his answer after he answered the main question that I wanted. I did not want him to add anything more, as it could jeopardize by just going on, and there was no need for it.
Okay, so that's where the confusion came from on my part. I didn't realize you had, because there was, at the end of it, you had said that you only wanted the question on can you be in two places at one time, but previously, during apparently a break in those questions, you had, I'm assuming, said or continued to your next question while he was still talking.
Yes, I
So-
continued. Yeah, I did continue to the next question because I did not want him answering any more of that question because at that
Okay.
point I got the answer that I wanted.
So let me say this to the witness. If at any point the person questioning you says they no longer want a further question, you need to stop speaking. If it is something that I believe that you should be allowed to continue answering, I will tell you that you are allowed to continue answering it. I'm not faulting either party here. That was just a miscommunication there, and I got confused as well.
Oh, you're
So-
all good.
For future precedents, if he says he's switching to the next question, stop answering that question, and if it needs to be stopped and so that you can finish, I will stop it so that you can finish, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'll try to
We're
slow
going-
down a little bit. I kind of I'm speedy with it because I want to add the pressure. So I do apologize.
Okay. He's an opposing witness, so he is automatically treated as hostile, so yes, that is absolutely fine. That being said, I am going to stop your statement because it does seem that that was his intent. It just got a little bit muddled. So we're going to stop at the answer of no, you cannot be in two places at once. Okay?
Bullshit.
All right, and then that's where I would rest my case.
Okay. I'm sorry, did somebody say something? I don't know if it was Miss Williams objecting or...
No, thinking out loud again. Sorry, Your Honor.
You're good. I just wasn't
got a little worried
sure.
at the end.
Okay. So you both had an opportunity to question this witness. So at this point in time, Mr. Chico, you are free to take your seat. All right, Miss Williams, do you have any further witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. At this point in time, we're going to proceed to arguments. This section will be specifically to argue any further evidence issues that you may have. And then I will tell you when it's time to move on to closing statements. So, Ms. Williams, you may take the stand to make arguments. At this point in time, I will remind you, the prosecution, that you may object or ask for a rebuttal, and I will provide you that opportunity.
No, stand next to me.
Can't
Stand
hear
in the
you.
stand,
There's so
please.
much going on.
All right, so as
All
a
right, I
legal
need
support,
silence on radio, please. Thank you.
as a legal
Why is
support,
she
let me
on
clarify
radio?
what you can do.
Why does it matter?
She never said she was. What?
She keeps talking into the radio. Why is she on the radio and possibly getting outside help?
All I said was radio silence, please. That was it. And I was talking to somebody not in
Can-
the Scott
I
room.
didn't even catch
We
it.
have her leave the radio station she's on, so she's not receiving outside help.
I'm not receiving
what you
outside
feel-
help.
Is
I'm
that
not
why
on the
that
radio to them.
speaking on the radio constantly?
Probably.
Entire
court
meeting.
I am
Okay.
not on the radio to them. I'm not.
How do we know that?
All
All
right.
right.
I can
Pause.
confirm that she is
Everybody
not on our
pause.
radio
Let
frequency.
me fucking answer the questions. Jesus Christ. All right. At this point in time, you are in police custody. If they feel it necessary to take your radio from you, they have that right.
So, if
I don't
one
want
of
to
you would
take
like
it
remove-
if you could just turn it off at least.
If you want to turn it off and they feel comfortable
Whatever.
having you turn it off, that's
I don't
fine.
feel comfortable with all the fucking classes.
Yeah, just go ahead and do that.
Where's my opinion?
Alright.
Okay. So,
I got a question.
where were
Live
we?
next to
Oh,
a
yeah.
shootout
So
and he's
your
shot,
act as legal support, you are not a bar certified attorney. That means you do not get to take any precedent in the court case. What you can do is offer her advice to her. Whisper. You do not get to object. You do not get to ask for a rebuttal. You can tell her to do so, but she has to be the one to do so. Okay?
Okay, I got you.
All right.
Whisper.
Your Honor, can I get the definition of a rebuttal? I'm so sorry. I've never had someone rebuttal in a court case before.
It's a thing that I do differently during bench trials because, again, I don't expect everybody to know the legalese of objecting to everything. This is meant to be a more level playing field for everybody.
No,
A
you're good.
rebuttal
I
is
just wanted to
essentially
understand it.
It is essentially a response to something that is being said that they think is incorrect or grossly against their rights, right? So it's the same thing as an objection. I'm a little bit more lenient on how long I let you speak during that objection.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry. This is just confused on what that
you're
was.
good. No, it's
Hey, look,
again,
the
it's
officers are
something more
communicating
akin to
against
me.
each other. There might
Excuse
be,
me,
you know.
I have got a genuine question.
Yes, ma'am.
If I'll stop shouting. If Evie has to leave a radio station, I think the police officers in this room should have to leave theirs as well because they could be getting outside help.
Yeah.
So the two
agreed.
officers right here aren't even
didn't
on
ask
radio.
you.
We left radio. I'm talking to the judge, ma'am. If you want to get smart with me, we can talk outside.
Shut the fuck up.
That sounds like
All
a
right,
threat.
let's everybody chill
That
out.
did sound like a threat, Your Honor.
This is good.
Everybody, take a breather. I want to remind
Don't you have a
everybody we've
warrant?
been. Hey,
Mind your own business,
let me
dog.
let
The
me.
judge
This
is
is getting
talking.
very in-
Oh, now you want to follow the rules. Okay. Sorry,
All
Judge.
right,
Shut
let's
up.
knock it off. I'm
Like dead ass,
genuinely
dog, I don't
over
touch
it.
this, I will beat the fuck out of you.
I am
Take it,
genuinely
take
over
I
it.
don't
Let's
give a
everybody
fuck
take
no
a
more.
moment
You
to
a
realize we've been in
fucking
this.
Marcus.
dog.
2 seconds.
This is getting bad.
I am so close to having you thrown out of this courtroom.
My bad, Your Honor.
Oh god.
Everybody take a moment and realize we've
It's
been in
alright,
this
'cause
fucking
if I get
courtroom for
arrested,
2
I'm going
hours.
to jail.
This is
If you get arrested,
ridiculous.
I'm going to jail with you.
Nobody wants to sit here and banter with each other and go back and forth. I'm sorry, bicker is what I meant to say. Nobody wants to do that.
By the way,
So,
why was this still chilling out
let
here?
me make something clear. There's a difference between police
They do wanna
officers
do
and
something,
an
but,
accused
you know,
person. Police
do it.
officers are going to be allowed access to their equipment, i.e., radios, because if there is an emergency involving my courthouse, they need to be able to respond. If I feel that at any point in time they're getting some type of outside interference because they're not continuing a line of questioning that they've already been on this entire court case, then
I'm
I'll
gonna go
say
get
something.
my bar license and I'm gonna
But at
become
this
a
point
lawyer.
in time, somebody that is under
I think
oath
I'm good at this.
at every
Go to my
given
warehouse,
moment
get more
of their
lean.
existence within the city, i.e., a police officer, I'm going to trust them to use their equipment appropriately.
I got you.
Understandable, Your Honor.
Favor system.
Your Honor, I would like to point out that myself and Presley both went off radio before the trial had started. So we
That's
could hear
fine.
properly.
It's not. I'm not calling that into question. You
No,
don't
you're
have
good.
to justify that to
I was
me.
just letting you know.
Again, police officers have agency to do their jobs, and that involves using equipment that you may disagree with.
But yeah, we have to justify
Understandable,
ourselves.
Your Honor.
Oh jeez,
All right.
this could go on forever.
Recess is over.
Favoritism.
Finally.
Hush.
No,
Hush.
we have to justify
Hush.
ourselves, but they don't.
Hush.
Okay. Moving forward. You know your place as a legal aid. Please fucking hold to that. Miss Williams, you may continue with any arguments that you have.
Is it? Can I just clarify? Is it arguments or closing statements, or is it both?
It is not closing statements. Currently, arguments, you are basically commenting on any issues you have with evidence provided, etc., that didn't involve a witness statement or whatever. That you're just anything that you
Yeah,
think
all
is
you're doing is arguing the
not
evidence.
Okay,
good or
so-
solid in the evidence.
Okay, so the first piece of evidence I would like to point out relates to today. The 911 call was, as far as I could see, never submitted into evidence Therefore, we cannot verify that the number from the 911 call came from the same number as my phone. 2, the colour of the female suspect's hair was blonde. There is 2 people in this courtroom that are female and being accused of the same crime. One with pink hair, one with blonde hair.
I'm gonna stop you there. Nobody has accused her of that crime. I have been listening for that, and if you were paying attention,
Didn't
you
they say
heard.
she was a
Hang on.
suspect?
They said she's involved in an investigation. Let me finish my sentence. If you had noticed earlier, when he was about to mention the name of the person the gun came back to, I made very sure because they aren't on trial. They are not calling her into question as a suspect for the crimes you are being charged with. Is that clear?
I'm just gonna get set up and wait
Does
for
that make
Ballas
sense?
to do something.
Hello?
That makes no sense.
You're whispering or for some reason very quiet?
I'm consulting.
Oh,
That
my bad.
makes no sense to me. So they can charge 2 people with the same crime?
No, so it's not even that. Basically, what he's saying is that they're not accusing her in specific of
They
anything.
said it. They
The
literally
s-
said it.
Your Honor, can I get confirmation on what the original statement on that was?
You're whispering. I heard Your Honor.
Can I get confirmation on what the original statement was?
Confirmation on what the original statement involving the blonde-haired woman, Miss Walker, was entirely about her relation to leaving the VU. That is all they ever asked about in regards to Miss Walker.
That is not all they asked.
Okay. Well, that's fine. All right. Just like I said, just continue.
I ain't gonna
That's a
get
point we
thrown
can't
under
really
the
touch
bus
on.
for a crime I didn't fucking do because they won't listen.
Well, they're gonna have to review evidence anyways. So, like I said, just argue that piece.
Anyway, alright, I'll start again with how I was gonna word that differently then. There was a blonde hair woman on the scene. Under no circumstances has any officer saw me with blonde hair, nor have I had blonde hair.
You need 45, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I am thinking of all the evidence I got on this. You also heard that I was not in the facility of said crime, and I received a picture while I was at VU, and I texted it to Miller as a joke. That's all I really got for that one. Pertaining to yesterday and the murder scenes, I want to put it on record that I have admitted to the murders. During Light's statement, he mentioned that 4 bodies were found on scene, which, if they was found on scene, means that the bodies was never moved. He also said that he cannot prove whether the hands was taken before or after their death.
What'd you say again?
Your Honor,
Does
objection.
anybody need anything else before I go back to the courthouse?
What's your
So, to that, I had only said on one
I'm only
scene.
half
I
body
did not
armor. If
account
you
for
could
all
give me a
6
little bit more,
scenes.
that'd be great.
Joanna, can I counter?
I have 21 cups of
You may
lean.
counter.
Alright, I'll
He,
just hold
in
one.
Light's statement, he said on one scene there was blood found and no body. On 4 scenes, they had found a body on the scene.
I meant the hand, sorry.
The hands were never found on the scene. You never even said that in your statement. I never said that either.
Your Honor, sorry, there's getting to be a little bit of confusion. When she said that I had said you couldn't tell if the hand was removed before or after death, I had only said that about one of the 6 scenes, that you couldn't tell if the hand was removed before or after. Not all 6 scenes, as she is stating now.
I mean, I don't see any evidence that suggests that the hands was removed before death.
You should have asked me that then. a while ago.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well,
Stop the whispering back and forth. Stop it.
Sorry, Your Honor.
I wasn't. You
Stop.
wanna.
Let me give a judgment on this. He gave an objection. You gave your counter.
Oh yes. Sorry.
What I will say is he did say that there was no evidence that these bodies were moved on the other scenes. That's as much as I can give you on that.
Wait. Can you repeat what you just said?
Yeah, I think you just messed that up.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oh my goodness. We've been doing this for 2 hours and it's 5 a.m.
I
Please
know,
give me a
I'm
little bit
sorry.
of agency here, guys. All right. The statement was that he provided no evidence that the bodies were moved, right? Was
Negative. The hand being removed.
the hand being removed. Okay, I misheard that.
So what I was saying, Your Honor, to clarify, is he said during his statements that on 4 of the scenes, the body was there on the scene, which means that they could not have been kidnapped from the scene because they was there, exactly where they was murdered. On one of the scenes, he said that there was a pool of blood.
I would have jumped to that too.
You what, sorry?
What is your objection?
Just because the body's on scene doesn't mean they weren't kidnapped.
I mean, what?
That was not something I was finally questioned on, whether they were kidnapped or not. I was asked if the bodies were moved or not.
From what I remember, that is correct. He was never questioned about their kidnapping. He was questioned on if the bodies were moved. That may have been your intent of questioning.
Oh, okay. Well, then I rebuttal that.
You counter it.
Counter that with this statement. There's no evidence that any of the bodies was ever kidnapped. 4 of the bodies were on a scene where they died. Is that more to your liking? Is that better? Or...
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Okay. Then overruled.
Okay. Now I've lost my train
No,
of
that's not overruled. That's sustained because you reclarified.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're good. We understood.
Okay. Again, there's no evidence on whether the hands were removed prior or after death. Also, let it be noted that the blood trailing to my house door belonged to myself, and the body found on the scene was murdered at the exact location in which they found the bullet casings. I'm just going to ask Chico a question a minute.
You can seek support from your legal aid, yes.
Do you think there's any evidence that I forgot about?
I mean, in all honesty, when it comes to the murders, not really.
Well, the murders I admitted to. It's
Yeah,
the
when it comes to the murders, the kidnapping and torture before murder, I'm pretty sure you touched down on that. I would personally emphasize a little bit more on the simple fact of whether the hands were removed pre or post mortem.
Okay, on what way? What way?
Whether they had forensics confirm any analysis done.
Okay, yeah.
Because if not, those charges get dropped.
Okay, also, let it be known, I did not see a medical report anywhere that suggested that a medical report was ever done, or whether there was anything that said whether the hands were removed prior or after death.
Fuck, he has no drinks.
And then the final thing that I wanted to bring up in the evidence is related to the gun.
Yeah.
Both 7 weeks ago, both at the time, myself and the owner of the gun, no names mentioned, had weapons licenses. And that's all I've got, Your Honor.
You're gonna have to go around the other way, Mr. Chico. All right, prosecution, you may take the stand.
Oh man.
I opened the door for you, bud.
No, he's fine to sit there.
Oh,
He's the
okay.
legal
Nope.
aid. Yeah.
Nope. All right. No. I just didn't know if it was just for that part or not.
Shit, I know.
He's good to stay.
Okay. Nope. So not closing. We're still arguing, right?
We are still arguing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I just wanted to touch up on that last bit of information. Without releasing the name of the individual that she obtained the gun for, I would like to put into account that person was not too long ago just found guilty for weapons trafficking. I would like to add that.
There's no real relation to that crime here. It's all it proves is that she bought a weapon that she was already being charged for, and then
I
pled
know
not
she.
guilty to.
Yeah,
so
so my argument for that would have been that she's pleading not guilty because she bought it legally when he was literally just found guilty for weapons trafficking.
But he
Okay.
had a license.
All right. So
What the fuck?
that's fine. You can use that as a part of your statement. My bad.
All right. No, you're good. Another thing I would like to add is she said she didn't kidnap any of these people, but yet they all ended. Well, two of them just magically ended up at her house randomly. I mean, I'm not going to go any further, but that's just awfully a coincidence. If I was being hunted down, I wouldn't go to the person's house that is trying to kill me. Give me 1 second. Just going over everything. So again, I would like to also reiterate that the picture she had sent me after telling me that she had kidnapped someone from the VU that she happened to be at all night, after then saying she hasn't seen them all day. I know that part's confusing. But yes, she said that she hadn't seen the three people that said that she was with them all night, all day. Yes, the picture.
I'm back.
Okay. Are you continuing on the same train of thought? No, hang on. I'm asking like this. Are you continuing that same train of thought, or are you switching to another topic?
Partially, it's the same topic. It has to do with that picture.
Okay, so then finish it, and then you will be provided an opportunity to rebuttal.
Okay.
All right. So the same picture that she had sent me, that is what she says a joke, was also the same guy that we had found with extensive amounts of torture. That was also in a text log from DeMarcus, who she was with, who she also stated she wasn't with. That is the end of that line of questioning, or that line of argument.
Objection.
You may rebuttal.
Objection. What?
Williams.
It was the heat of the moment.
Yeah. So when I said that in the court, it was said in the heat of the moment. I have seen DeMarcus and Grace multiple times today. And
You've also been with us all day.
Huh?
You've also been with us all day.
I've been at VU for several hours. Probably about 2 hours. I saw DeMarcus there, I saw Grace there, and I saw Chica there. I apologize for my outburst.
Okay. So I will say that was an outburst. There was no line of questioning involving that. There was no her giving a statement on that. That was just her outbursting randomly. So I'm not going to hold that as part of the court proceeding, if that makes sense. It'd be like me holding part of what Grace Walker has said or what DeMarcus has said to me randomly throughout the court proceeding. So I'm not going to be like, oh, you can't continue that line of thought, but I'm going to make it clear that I'm not going to use something that is randomly outburst in a court unless I'm going to hold somebody in contempt.
The her not seeing any of them all day, that saying was an outburst?
Yep.
From my understanding, yes.
She did that in the line of questioning.
Oh.
No, I wasn't. It was during. I was never questioned.
Potato, potato, move on.
It was definitely, yeah. Because I
So-
had been taking notes, and I took that note the second she
trying to
slipped up
move
and
on.
said
I
that.
have
You said
never been
something.
questioned, Your
He
Honor.
doesn't want to.
Let's take a moment to let me respond to
Like,
what is
why are they
being
saying
said.
move on?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Someone still stuck on
Okay.
it.
She was never brought up as someone to be questioned. She has provided arguments, and during those arguments is when she said randomly as an outburst, while I was trying to process what was being said to me, I haven't even seen them all day. I don't know where
This
you're
is
confusing
great.
that was a line, confused that was a line of questioning, but it wasn't.
Regardless, it was said during official.
Yep, sorry, I
proceedings,
just
so
thought
it's
we
a
took an
part
oath
of the
before
record.
we came to the stand that everything we said today was going to be the truth and nothing but the truth. I didn't realize an outburst was allowed to be a lie. I do
So,
apologize, Your
objection.
Honor, and I do retract that statement.
Hang on. Good Lord, this has all been really confusing. As I have my bailiff interjecting into the court proceedings, and now you see why I don't want to use random things that have been outburst, because now I would then have to consider 4 more people in this proceeding. This is, if you want to continue that line of questioning and you want to keep that there, fine. It doesn't really do much. Just trying to hold to the standard of I'm going to treat everybody's outburst the same as not part of the proceeding, but fine. She's a part of the proceeding, so I'll count it.
Alrighty. Those were the
I'm
main 2 things
tired.
I wanted to touch on. I mean, those are the main charges that she did not plead guilty to that we are still trying to get. So that's all I really needed to touch on for that.
Okay. All right. At this point in time, closing statements.
Fuck.
You cannot object to closing statements. You cannot rebuttal closing statements. These are statements.
I
about
object. Go faster.
I object to you interjecting as a bailiff. Anyway.
This
Shut
has
up,
been going
mate.
up for 3 hours.
Mate, shut
I'm
up.
tired
That
too.
is the most out of everybody, and I am losing my voice, and I am tired, and I want this to be over way more than you do. I promise you.
Agreed.
I
Anyway.
agree at this point. Just send me to jail already.
No, shut up.
No.
Outburst.
I've spent this much time hearing all this shit out. We're doing this right. Anyways, continuing.
It's been 10 hours since this started.
Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Anyway, as I was saying, you cannot object to closing statements. There will be no rebuttals to closing statements. These are just statements about your finality
Yeah,
of
we
what you have
forgot.
said so far in the case. Miss Williams, please take the stand and provide your closing statement.
Okay. Alright, basically I'm going to just basically re-liberate how I started. I admit to the murder. I admit that the bodies had been moved, some of the bodies, sorry, had been moved after death. Not before death, after death. In no way, shape or form did I move people off the scene of where they was originally. The hands was removed after they had died as a collection trophy, if you may. That's all I have for yesterday. For today, simply fact, I was sent a picture by a mystery person on a cellular device that PD does not have in their possession. I was sent it. I sent it to Miller using my phone as a joke because I had been teasing him all day about not being able to catch me. I was not on the scene. I was at Vanilla Unicorn at the time of receiving this picture, in which I was with Chico at the DJ stand. The person in question apparently had blonde hair. I have never been blonde hair. In fact, if you had asked anybody at RU who had saw me, they would have said I had pink hair all day. Now I've lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, you are not. Okay, let me just check my notes. Just the last one. The gun in which I admit was in my possession was obtained while both parties still had their gun license, and I was not made aware that the person that I had bought it from had lost his gun license, and I had already had that gun for 7 weeks, in which somebody here today has said during their statement that it was recent, within the last couple of weeks, the gun license was removed, not 7 weeks ago. That's all, Your Honor.
Nobody said that.
Yeah, I said the day.
Shut up, bailiff. Shut up, please.
Well, she was
Please.
using my own words that weren't a part of the proceeding.
Wait, what?
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna
Really
go ahead
not.
and start
I
with
could've
my
sworn the
closing
day.
statement,
Yeah,
Your
go
Honor.
ahead.
This
What
is
you
great.
thinking?
So I would
You
like to
okay, love?
say, with all the evidence presented
Yeah.
here today,
Why do I have
the
a feeling
glued
I'm gonna be
mouth
found guilty
does
of something
not
I
sound like
didn't
someone who
do?
was tortured
It's 11
post
a.m.
mortem.
in the morning. I am
My
know,
opinion,
I'm
it
fucking
sounds.
tired.
shattered.
All right,
I'm
continue.
sorry, I'm trying to think, and I seem to not be able to hear from people talking behind me.
I didn't
But
do
yes,
it,
from the
Cass.
evidence that was presented here today, we've shown you many reasons to prove the guilt of Miss Evie Williams for the torture prior to murder, including the gluing of someone's mouth. Again, there's no reason to glue someone's mouth after death. Dead people can't talk. It makes no sense. We have, in my opinion, presented well than the needed amount of evidence that she did in fact kidnap multiple people, because why do you show up to the house of the person you want to kill, or that wants to kill you? That
What?
also just doesn't make sense.
I
The
never
stories
claimed
don't line
self-defense.
up. Sorry, I'm trying to regain my thought again. I was quiet during the statement, and some people aren't quiet during my
I am
statement.
whispering.
All right,
Stop being
everybody please be
sarcastic.
quiet. Again, a reminder, we've been here 2 hours. People are already struggling to stay awake.
Again,
Let's
she
give them
she
some
uh
agency.
she said she was at the VU all night. Again, we had multiple calls that she was not at the VU from a phone that we recovered from her tonight. Additionally, at first I believe she said she never even called me, which I can't present the call logs because I did not have it into evidence. But she gladly tweeted to me to the red hair cop to call her. Again, she said she was not at the VU and she did not see these people all night. Or she was at the VU with them all night and then said she did not see them all night. Also, contradicting stories. Your Honor, her whole entire defense, in my opinion, is just jumbled. There's no actual merit to it. Everything she has said, she has gone back on and said the actual opposite of. And I hope that with what we proved to you today, with the evidence that we provided, that we will be able to get the fair and correct ruling, and that the city can once again be safe after the silent collector is behind bars. That is all.
Okay, at this point in time, I am going to take a few minutes to deliberate. You can treat this as a recess. Walk around, do what you want to do. I don't care.
Grace, what do you think?
Don't fucking leave the court.